Good morning, afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cyclone. It is time again for Let's Play Train Simulator Classic, and we are doing the final Class 455 scenario, at least in this set. We know there are Class 455 scenarios on other versions of the Class 455, but this is where this set ends, unless we find workshop scenarios using this version of the train, in which case, why am I not upgrading that train to the Armstrong model? Because I have it, I can do that. So, but we're going to go ahead and play the South London Network scenarios after this, and once we've played those, then we're going to go ahead and start upgrading the Armstrong model, because that's the time when we're going to want to bring it in to look at that on some scenarios. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and play the official scenarios the way I always do with the official train, except for that one Class 66 scenario. We won't talk about that, because I changed that scenario anyway. But in any case, we're going to do pushing the boundary. If you remember the previous service up here at Guildford bound, there was a Hazlemere to Guildford service. We're now doing a Guildford to Hazlemere service. So basically, the exact same thing in reverse. Let's get started. Afternoon, driver. Pick up here and then depart when clear to. You are to be stopping at all stations to Hazlemere. Good luck. Why do you keep saying good luck? There's no luck involved. I mean, look at this. Anyway, into the cab we go. We're going to go ahead and bring the AWS self-test up. That's good to go. We're going to bring the HUD up so you can see what I'm doing, which is is kind of nice for you. And you can see this Hazlemere and Woking service come in. Let's take a look at it as we wait. Leaving Guildford, our first stop today is going to be Farncombe, stopping at platform number 2. Now, if you were to push the T button and open the doors right away, you could actually have boarding completed before your signal actually turns green. But it does not actually take long for the signal to turn green, so that's nothing to worry about. Why is my speed still going up? Okay, we got that fixed. Now, this time not exceeding 15 miles per hour because we are entering a junction with a 15 mile per hour speed restriction. We have a 25 we're currently in, but now we're in that 15 now. And we're going to be entering a 60 following that. You can see further up ahead there is a 70 mile per hour speed restriction as well, which I believe governs the line into Farncombe. Pardon me. The 60 has now reached the back of the train, which means we can start. Well, I almost did it too early, but then went straight into a 25, and now we're into the 60. So we're good to go now to line speed. And hold on a second. I knew something was wrong. The headlights I can't see were not. Like, you see, this is why I don't worry about whether the headlights are on. You can't see a darn thing anyway, so who cares? Like, I'm looking at the computer closely. I see no change in the headlight intensity. We'll see what the newer model does on South London Network. So the 70 we just entered will be giving way to an 85 speed limit, and it looks like that actually is what governs the line into Farncombe. I misstated on that, my apologies. So you can see our stop at Farncombe is straight ahead. We do get lowered to a 70, so I knew I remember that 70 from somewhere. It is for the entrance to Farncombe. We have to be probably below 70 well before that point anyway. because that's only about 2/10 of a mile away from the platform. And therefore, if we come in at that speed, even at 70, we're going to just sail past. And that is not a good idea. So we're going to be bringing our speed down before that 70. Very significantly. We're actually at 70 now, so if we were going through, we'd be fine. You see we have a 60 after we leave Farncombe as we come into Godalming. So minor brake application to get us started here. We're going to see how this works. Not very well apparently, as I expected. So as we enter the 70 section, I'm going to go ahead and put a level 2 brake application on at this point. Now the brakes for a moment were coming off quicker than I was actually going, than I actually needed in terms of around time of the platform, so I took it off for a second. Now we have a long enough train that I am concerned with our actual stop location in the platform. I'm going to try to stop appropriately in each platform. This one's a very short platform. It just fits the train plus another car or two, so we're going to go ahead and just do that. And we have arrived at Farncombe, platform number 2. Leaving Godalming, or sorry, leaving Farncombe, our next stop is Godalming. Again, I've already come in the other direction, you can understand that mistake. So our speed limit leaving is 70 miles per hour. We are going to be coming to a 60 mile per hour speed limit about maybe a mile down the road from here. And that'll be where we enter Godalming platform. Actually less than a mile, maybe 2/3 of a mile. Or 3/4 of a mile is from where I started. We're being warned of the 60, even though we're going 36 miles per hour. AWS ramps don't discriminate, they hate everyone equally. So I've gone ahead and cut off the speed increase. I could have kept it going up just a little bit. Might as well get ourselves ready for the break here. So that's what I'm going to do. Arriving at Godalming, we are now bringing ourselves under the 30 mile per hour as we come into the station. I'm putting a heavier brake application on so we can get ourselves positioned nicely. In the station, we have another train at the station with us. Godalming is a slightly bigger station, so I'm going to let the train coast for a moment. We're going to plop those 2 middle cars in front of the building marker there. That seems to be good enough. So we're going to stop it right here. And arrival at Godalming, platform number 2. Leaving Godalming, our next stop is Milford, stopping at platform number 2 again as usual. Green signal, and we are proceeding at a 60 mile per hour speed limit, eventually 75, and about half a mile away from there, 80 mile per hour speed limit. We are definitely not going to want to get to that 80 by the time we get to Milford, however. because it is fairly close. It's a little over 1.5 miles away. So about a mile after that speed increase. I should be going at full throttle at this point, so I should do that. So I'm keeping my eyes on a dev project, and I don't think I mentioned it one time before when I was on this route, but there is an updated version of, it's been referred to as the Portsmouth Direct Line. I think it is still covering the whole Portsmouth route, but I might be mistaken on this, but I think it goes along an alternate route as well, which I think goes from Woking straight onwards. I could be mistaken on it taking that route, but I think I remember seeing something on that. I know they intend to extend the route not only to Bournemouth, but all the way to Weymouth as well. So this would be a Waterloo to Weymouth route. I'm keeping a close eye on this project because I'm curious to see if they actually pull this off and to get a whole route released. I know they did. As I'm recording this, they're teasing potential information that I don't know as of my recording this. So that information may be out at the time that I actually have this published. I just can't tell you right now. But I am keeping an eye out on that project to see what happens with that, in addition to the various other projects I have going on here. Now, we already know that, or you already know from my having said, if you've been watching any of my other videos, you already know that I'm planning to return to the South London network to check out the other 455 scenarios on there using the newer model of the train. Again, not the Armstrong model, just the newer model. But the Armstrong model, I believe, is based on that newer model. This is a small platform here at Milford, so we're going to try to come in at a good enough speed. I'm going to be a little too slow. We're going to try and come in at a good enough speed to fit our train completely in the platform. This is actually going to be a challenging one. Am I fully on the platform? No, I went slightly past, didn't I? You know what? I'm going to deal with it. Doors are open at further back on the train here at Milford. Leaving Milford, you can see a train to Acton Yard, heading for Acton Yard coming through here. So that is somewhere. We're on our way to Witley. Witley is 2 miles away from our present location, and then we're going to head to Hazlemere for the longest part of our journey. If I bring up the information here, you can see it's 6.5 miles away Hazlemere is. So it's about a 4.5 mile journey from Witley. As I get ready to do these 455 stairs, I have to consider what project I'm going to do next. And obviously I want each part of this to be independent, but some thoughts I have in mind are to go to either to the Canadian route, might do another US route, or I might just head straight to Germany, because I think it's been a while since I've been to Germany. So I'm thinking the Mitten-Waldbahn might be the next good option. I'm going to do the DTG version, not the RSSLO version that I've recently heard about, only because I know I've already seen Garmisch Partenkirchen on the DTG version of Unity Garmisch, obviously, which is the only version I believe exists of that. And I want to continue on from the same developer, so to speak. So I may look at the RSSLO version at a later time, if they're assuming that that is what I'm understanding exists. But for right now, I'm going to stick with the DTG version, because that's what I already started on in that German route, and it's a continuation of the previous route, and it's part of a route merge that Danny has himself made, if I want to drive the entire route. I can look up express service and simulate a quick drive. So we've almost got to the speed limit, but I'm not going to chance trying to push it all the way to 65 because you have to start slowing down anyway. We're actually getting a slowdown as we come in, which is nice. That 1 in 62, 1 in 82 uphill gradient was doing some work for us. Coming a little too slowly, so I've eased off the brakes. Another train coming out. That's a Hazlemere to Waterloo service. Now we're going to pour those brakes on. Once again, I'm going to let the train coast to get those two middle cars into the building icon, and that's going to do nicely. I think I'm stopping a little beyond it, but that's okay. I don't mind stopping a little further up. Arrival at Witley, platform number 2. Leaving Witley, our final stop will be Hazlemere. We are using platform number 2 today, so I don't believe we're going to be going off to the side track where it's a 30-mile-per-hour limit. I think we're avoiding that today. So we are leaving at 85-mile-per-hour speed limit, moving the throttle up to 100%. We should be able to reach that on this part of the journey. I don't have the name of this crossing immediately on hand, so I don't know what this is referred to as. Entering to Hazlemere, we may remember, is a very, very steep uphill climb. So we are dealing now with a 1 in 80 gradient. This is actually affecting our uphill climb, so it's actually going to be harder to reach 85 in this direction than it is coming from Hazlemere itself. Coming downhill, we get to 85 easily on that, but this is actually going to be harder. So we may not get to 85. Which is easy for me because I can't speed. However, with 2 miles left of the journey, there is a slim chance we might still be able to get up to at least the 80s. Now we're stuck at 72.8. We're not moving at all. Yeah, we're not going to get to the 80s. I think this train might have a limit of 75 anyway, so that's fine. So we've responded to this flashing single yellow. Ooh. We didn't get a double yellow warning on that, just a single yellow. So we are following a junction indicator at 30 miles per hour. What do I know? For now, I'm going to let the uphill gradient, the 1 in 80 that we've been climbing, I'm going to let that work on our speed right now to get us down a little bit. We are going to adjust that further as we get closer to the 80. Or 30, I mean, and especially as we get closer to the signal itself. This should be good enough to start slowing a little further. We're actually slowing at a quicker pace than I expected, so I might have to actually ease that off here. I'm easing that off because we're now under 40. We still have about a third of a mile to reach the speed change. And yeah, we're going to be down to 30 without any further brake applications. That was a good call on my part to not modify the brakes any further there, not use the brakes any further. We're just going to go ahead and try to maintain speed by using a slight throttle right now because we are uphill all the way into Hazlemere. We're going to let the gradient in the platform also assist us in slowing down. So you can see I am now coasting. I'm letting the speed come off naturally. I expect a red at the end of this platform. So don't overshoot. So we're going to put the brakes on a little earlier, knowing that we have to hit the brakes before the end of the platform. And we're fully in the platform, so otherwise we'll just come to a stop right now. We're going to do that. So brakes ease off for passenger comfort, and we're done. Arrival at Hazlemere. Let's look at the train. And that, as they say, is that. Once we complete the boarding process, close the doors, I think the train is going to be ready to go in the other direction with another driver. Not going to leave while we're here, fortunately. We aren't going to just see the train take off. But, yeah, that's that. So I'll see you next time for the South London Network Class 455 scenarios. The train will be in a bit more of an upgrade version. We may be able to do a tour of that one. So good work, driver. The service arrived on time. Well done. There's no time. Yeah. So we're going to be able to go ahead and see that also those are career scenarios that are going to be coming up on South London Network. So keep in mind there are career scenarios as well. We're going to have timings to deal with and scoring in that. So it's going to be a little harder. We're going to have more functions, I'm sure, on the train. The headlights will probably work a lot better. You know, the normal things. So we're going to go ahead and see that next time on the next scenario, which I believe is going to be Friday at this point. They're going to be seeing that. I don't think DT is going to be announcing any more routes up through at least December and January. So I think we're good for now. Yeah, the Huddersfield would be the surprise one that we were waiting for the UK. I knew it was one coming for the UK, just no confirmation. So that's going to be our surprise UK route. See you next time for the Class 455 scenarios on South London Network with a different version of this train. I'll see you for that. I'm Cyclone. Have a wonderful day, evening, and night, whatever it is for your part of the world. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video as well. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.